Leche. 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 Get 'em, Jimmy, where Loshak at? The bottle's getting nippy up the crack and we stacking chips, all of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced. Leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call a truce. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon 'cause we be pubbing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pub Sports Radio. My name is Peter Loshak. Running a little bit late today. I got to still post this link for this show to Twitter. College basketball, full swing. College football, kicking ass in that. NHL, NBA, NFL. We got everything in November here. Come Thanksgiving coming up in the sports betting world. I'm looking good. Got a nice mustache. Shout out to everyone, all the low baggers in the comment section, all the Pub Sports Radio people. Hopefully we'll have a nice show today. Only 2 NHL games, few NBA games that we'll be talking about with Ski Profit. Once again, looking forward to talking about it with Ski Profit. Not looking forward to making any kind of public plays on the NBA, but I'll do it. Last week I had 1 NBA public play, lost by a half point. That's all right. An interesting set of 4 games. Will be interesting to see what Ski Profit has to say about them. Interesting to see what the comment section has to say about them. Of course, 2 more MAC games. Both games are huge postseason implications. And I do have plays that I'm liking on both games. Not loving, but liking, and I will share them. And then, of course, college basketball. College basketball is these lines move, baby. These lines move, as has been the case with me my entire career. I struggle to get to 50% on sides, but kill totals if I don't mean to flatter myself. But, hey, if it's true, it's true. And once again this year, I'm doing very well with totals in everything. NFL, college football, college basketball, but the lines move. So I pounded, 7 or 8 college basketball totals on the overnights. 2 of them moved significantly against me, like 6 or 7 of them moved in my favor significantly. So, if one of them moved like 7 points. So I don't know if I would bet those at the current lines. And for anyone who's following college basketball closely right now, like yesterday, there were like 5 or 6 plays that landed right in the middle of the move. So the big line moves in college basketball, of course, are huge, very significant. Many of these plays, win on the opening lines, but lose on the closing lines. And the lines move quickly, and they move, many, many points. So it's tough. We'll talk college basketball anyway. Hope you're all doing well. We got Mr. Gokster, Ski Profit. It's going to be a fun show. Let's check the comments section quickly. See who's around. Let me just post the link here because I haven't even done that yet. Let me just take 2 seconds to post the link. Here we go. Here we go. There you go. And pow, we got Jose Bouquett on the 1s and 2s. We're going to talk about all of it. Shout out to everyone. Dan Kelly, IIP Peers Unite, JPZ, Razor Sharp Picks, everyone in the comments section. All right, this is, and of course, we also have a World Cup going on, which I am not even glancing at for 1 second. Hell yeah. Nut Flush Allen. Everyone send Nut Flush Allen positive thoughts and support, having some difficult times with his dad. He says, finally back at home. Hopefully my dad is headed in the right direction now. Glad to be able to just be back live. I've been staying hot on these team totals in all sports. Man, shout out to you, Nut Flush Allen. Guy who's got his priorities straight in life. That's the most important thing for any person, any life, anywhere in the world. Shout out to Nut Flush Allen. Just try to be aware that every day that you are alive is a gift. I know that's very difficult to internalize and to feel emotionally and to experience viscerally. It's tough. And don't expect yourself to do that in any kind of perfect way, anything close to perfect. But just try to be aware of it and keep it in mind. The concept that every day is a blessing. Every day that you're alive is a blessing. I learned that a couple weeks ago from Nut Flush Allen himself. Couple days ago. Shout out to Nut Flush Allen, George in Vegas, Dan Kelly. Dan Kelly. We can talk about this for a second, so we don't have that many games to cover specifically. We'll get to NHL and then NBA. He says, who would have ever thought that line makers using crazy supercomputers programmed by MIT PhDs would create sharp lines. Yes, we always knew this was coming, Dan Kelly, and it never quite seemed to be here, but now I think it might actually be here because the lines definitely seem even sharper than they ever have been, especially things like college basketball and college basketball totals. And if you follow these guys on Twitter, there's a lot of smart guys applying all kinds of advanced analysis on these sports betting lines. And I kind of been fantasizing about like doing a whole bunch of interviews just with a bunch of these guys, people like, Ed Fang and Whale Capper and anyone I can get. There's a lot of people I follow on Twitter and just ask them to do interviews about what they think the future of sports betting holds. Is there going to come a time in the near future that, basically the lines are going to be essentially unbeatable and it's just going to be, super sharp guys with AI models battling each other out for tiny edges? It's possible, or maybe not. I don't know, but that's the way it seems like where it's headed. So yeah, Dan Kelly, I follow these guys. I read what they post and I read what they put out there and I read what they publish, and doesn't matter to me how much I understand or don't understand. It's fine. It's enjoyable for me to read that stuff, even if I only understand it 10% or 30%. But it's very fascinating. Yeah, Dan Kelly says, true. I always hoped it wasn't coming, but I see things now. And the difference in the first half and second half NBA lines make me sad. Yes, same deal with college basketball first half lines. I used to have a very nice edge with college basketball first half lines for various reasons, and I have noticed this year that edge is diminishing quickly. The first half lines in college basketball for totals are not formulaic as they used to be in previous years. And same thing with NBA. It happened with NBA first. The first half lines for NBA, especially the totals, used to be totally formulaic. And then, of course, you remember recently that changed. And all of a sudden you would see first half totals that were significantly off of 50% from the full game total. And you're like, what is this? Where did this come from? And it looks like that's happening with college basketball too. So who knows what the future holds? But again, just remember the wise words of Nutflush Allen. Any day that you're alive, consider it to be a blessing. Be thankful that you're alive, and be thankful that it's not tomorrow, because tomorrow might suck more than today, but it's not tomorrow. It's today. All right, there we go. Dan Kelly said, I used to have a huge post-halftime edge, no more. Yeah, I'm still doing all right in second halves in college basketball, though. I'm doing actually better than ever for so far. Small sample size, but so far. Shout out to Dan Kelly. Shout out to Sky Dragon. Says, thoughts on Northern Iowa. Yeah, I can talk about the college basketball games if we want in a bit. But first, we're going to get to NHL, and then we'll get to NBA, and then we'll talk about college football and college basketball, whatever else you want to talk about. Yeah, Dan Kelly, it's happening, though. That is great to hear. Yeah, I mean, I'm not completely buried right now, but I'm noticing it. I'm noticing it now for the first time in my life. You always knew it was coming. And everyone was always like, oh, it's around the corner in 5 years. And it never quite really actually materialized. But I think it is now. I'm observing it. I'm witnessing it. Maybe I'm wrong, though, but I'm witnessing it. Shout out to Dan Kelly. All right. Okay. I guess let's get into it. We've got just 2 NHL games going tonight. So that's nice. So that means that the worst we can be is 0-6 if we pick the side total and team total, or 0-8. And lose all of them, but hopefully we'll have a winning day on these 2 cards. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Gogster. Mr. Gogster, how you doing, Mr. Gogi? I based on what we were just talking about, it's possible that NHL might be the last bastion, the last holdout against all of these, super nerds with AI and machine learning stuff, because I don't know, NHL seems to me to be not quite getting, more sharp in the same ways that I'm seeing NBA and college basketball and even baseball. NHL is a trickier than it might seem at first sport to handicap.
What do you think about MLB? Is MLB really AI contributed to, you think, Pete?
MLB took a jump a bunch of years ago when sabermetrics came along, and then there was a big discrepancy between the sharp guys who understood what was going on. And so MLB,
that's where I think.
In my experience, MLB did take a big leap, but it was like 10, 15 years ago. Okay. And since then, it actually hasn't, in my opinion, which is just, I'm not the dumbest guy in the world, but far from the smartest guy. Close to the dumbest guy, the smartest guy. In my opinion, no. The biggest leaps I've seen recently have definitely been in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
MLB took, I don't know. This past year, MLB was pretty much the same as always. And in fact, I started to notice in MLB, and I've talked about this in videos, that my own personal on my own personal bets, anytime, I track line movements as well. And in MLB, all of my bets where I crushed the market line moves, those were like barely profitable. My best results in MLB with pretty big sample size were the bets where either the market moved against me or didn't move at all. So and the closer, the more I beat the closing line by, the worse my actual results were. So that was kind of weird. I don't know whether that was just because of the way I handicap things, but no. To answer your question, I think MLB is still up in the air.
The reason I say that, because I think that's kind of like NHL in a way, just the win-loss, and like it's all. Well, I know with the puck too. Like eventually, there's going to be I don't know if there already is, but like a chip in the puck, so then you can tell every little detail in the shot, every little thing, everything, right, guys? So I think eventually NHL will get there, but I kind of agree. It's kind of the balance between the analytics and the eye test still in hockey. So.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big differences, obviously, is that there's obviously way more variance in scoring in MLB, and way more of the actual points are due to luck and variance as opposed to the NBA, because there's way more scoring chances in the NBA in basketball, and it's so much in NHL has to do with we see so many goals that are fluky and this and that, and power plays and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's fascinating. And it'll be interesting to see it unfold. Yeah, we'll see. All right, you ready to get into it, Mr. Ghoster?
Absolutely. I think I got some winners here today, Pete. Short two game cards. So
all right.
After it.
Yeah. These are, we could talk about this for hours. I'm just trying to how do I condense this down? This is like a 2-year course, PhD course into 6 minutes. All right, Buffalo, Montreal, first game on the card. Let's talk about this. Buffalo, a young team. People were kind of high on them to start the year. Young team with some life and potential, and they did have some nice results to start the year. Now 8 straight losses, and kind of like their youth and inexperience is showing a bit, which is not a surprise. Then Montreal, not bad, right? 1-4 of 6. One of those losses was to the Devils. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, they've lost. Yeah, I mean, they've won 4-6, and you're 100% right. Playing good hockey at home, especially.
Yeah, so pretty impressive. And so at first glance, I was like, why is this line so low? Montreal was just like a -115 favorite. When I looked at it, let's see. I definitely didn't bet it, but let me see what the line is now. I'm assuming, I haven't even checked. I'm assuming right now when I look at it on Heritage, it's going to be at least Montreal -125. There's no way that line didn't move in Montreal's favor. And, moved a little bit in Buffalo's favor, -111 on Heritage. So some line movement in favor of Buffalo. Maybe that tells me that Buffalo's the play here. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm all over Buffalo here, guys. They're getting additions back, Pete. Samuelson, a defenseman, he's been out for the last 2 to 3 weeks. And if you look at, they haven't won. Their last 2-3 weeks have been awful. They can't stop the puck. Their goalies, Eric Comrie's taking a real regression too. Getting Samuelson and even getting Girgensson back. He was out just the last game. But having him back too, from what I'm seeing there, they've been skating. They're practicing hard. This is the line's telling you too, guys. I really think this is a Buffalo spot. Looking at Montreal, they had a real gritty win, Pete. Funny I say gritty, against Philadelphia. 5-4, came back with 1.2 seconds left in the third period. Cole Caulfield scored a beautiful one-timer there from Suzuki with 1.2 seconds left, Pete. You should have seen Tortorella's face. It was your cousin or uncle there, Tortorella. He was just deflated, and they won that game 5-4 in a shootout. But it wasn't easy, and they got a back-to-back. Both teams do here, guys. It's a heavy card tomorrow at Columbus for Montreal, Pete, and Buffalo go back home against St. Louis. We should see Anderson here. One thing we're not going to have confirmations because the morning skate's going on at 11:30 from what I saw from the beat writer. So no confirmation on the goalies yet. But I'm expecting Anderson and Allen. Anderson's got a plus 1.50 goals saved above expected, Pete. I think that's a real important stat there. Goals saved above expected. 1.5 for Anderson, minus 1.88 for Allen. Slight advantage goes to Anderson there. But looking at Allen here, he allowed 4 against the Devils, 4 against Philly. He allowed 4 against Pittsburgh in a win. He's I think this is a spot where Buffalo just they're coming off. This is a better team than 8 losses in a row, too, guys. 2-4.
Yeah.
This is a much better team, Pete, and Montreal here. I think this is it's hard to say a down spot. If you look at their last few games, guys, they've been 5-4 against Philly, 5-4 at home against Pittsburgh, 5-2 against Vancouver. They've been scoring, but this is just with the additions from Buffalo, Samuelson especially. Looking at the power or the penalty kill for Buffalo, it hasn't been good too, Pete. In the last 10 games, it's where do I have it here? 62%. It's been quite bad. But getting Samuelson back, you should see him in the penalty kill. Their power play is 25%. I think Buffalo gets it done here, guys. Short and sweet. Both teams are allowing over 40 goals in the last 10 games, so defense and goaltending has been a little bit suspect. But Buffalo's getting additions. That's why the line's telling you that. I had it at plus 110 overnight. I think plus 105, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's minus 101. So whatever the best number is out there, guys, I really think the Sabres are the only thing I would worry about would be goaltending, but he hasn't been that bad. 14-15 against Ottawa in relief, 27-30 against Boston, did get lit up against Vancouver. I also have a lean towards here's my picks here. Let's be short and sweet. This is what's going to make you money. Money line on Buffalo. And I'm torn, Pete, between taking Buffalo in the first period or both teams to score in the first period. But I'm going to take Buffalo in the first period. I really think this is going to be a 60 minutes, full 3 periods from Buffalo. You're going to get a solid effort here. And Montreal, they, not fat and happy by any means, guys, but this team's they're a work in progress, if you ask me. Forward wise, they got a great additions with Kirby Dach. Their defense is still a work in progress, and you got just an absolute high flying team here in Buffalo. They haven't shown it too, Pete, in the last few games. Getting Gergensen back from not having him against Toronto. Let's rock with Buffalo here, guys. What do you think in the chat?
Yeah, let's hear what you have to say about this, because that's pretty impressive there, Gogi. A team with 8 straight losses and a tiny road dog line. You bid on it, and the market the next morning has moved in your favor. That's an impressive display there of beating market moves there. We'll see where it closes, though. Things could change. As of right now, we only got 2 games. I'll tell you right now, one of the sites we look at has no line value on either team on either game. Just letting you know that right now. Most of the money and tickets are coming in on Montreal, which is not a surprise, and most of the money and tickets are coming in on the over, which is also not a surprise. Buffalo is supposed to be a big offensive team this year, and Montreal has been scoring a lot recently. So the money coming in on the over, no line value on either side. Interesting and probably telling line movement on Buffalo. And another site that I look at does indicate some sharp action coming in on Buffalo, but that could be him. Maybe they're tracking Gogi. Maybe he's part of the sharp action, and they're indicating the sharp action because of his bet. That's possible.
Like one thing here, guys, just looking at you see all the red here. It's like roulette. But one thing I just want to say is all the red. You'd think this is a bad. Most people look at this like I look at college basketball. I don't know it as well, right? I'll see a team losing a bunch. You see Montreal here. They've won their 4 of their last 6. You go, okay, that's the better team, and the number's only minus 109. How don't you take that? But just knowing hockey, I even got the Sabres too on, but watching hockey through these additions too, especially Samuelson, I think on the back end, beat writers information I've been looking up. They're going to go for this game. This is a big one here. Like they've lost on the puck line too, Pete. They're 0-8 on the puck line and 0-8 straight up. So it's tough looking at what you're seeing from their schedule, but this I'm going to put my money on Buffalo here, first period and full game money line, minus 105 first period, Pete, and plus 102 I had just before the show. I'll see if that's still current, but I like Buffalo here, guys.
All right, I'm inclined to tell you on this one, Gogi, but I think as of right now, I'm going to hold off. Maybe I'll do it at the end of the segment, though. Let's move on to the next game. Rangers in LA. Rangers split 2 low-scoring games on their current West Coast trip, and LA. Returning for a 4-game trip, I don't have a good read on this team. They've actually been great at home, right? They've won 5 out of their last 6 home games, but they're going up against the Rangers with Shesty. Shesty playing great, low-scoring games. I was thinking maybe Rangers first period, maybe a shot with the under. I don't know. What do you think, Gogi?
So we got Shesterkin and Quick. Quick, I think we're going to see this guy. Keep an eye on him, because I think he's starting to fall apart, but fall off. 21 of 25 against Vancouver, 24 of 30 against Calgary, 31 of 32 against Chicago. Okay, but he's got a minus 4.78 goals saved above expected, and that's kind of a red flag for me there. And then on the other end, you got Shesterkin, who's plus 5.61. So you got a heavy goaltending advantage there. The Rangers need wins, Pete. They haven't had a good. They're 9-6-4, but they've kind of stumbled out of the gate. They they beat San Jose, but lost to Seattle. They're win-loss. They need to start stringing some wins together here. And LA, they're also missing Jersey. I believe he's day-to-day. So again, we don't have the morning skates yet, but if they don't have Jersey, he's a young player, but he's a defenseman for LA that I think not having him would be it would hurt them. Lemieux, he's if you guys know him, he's a gritty player. So a bit of toughness you miss from the LA Kings there. Another thing for the Rangers, Pete, they're completely healthy. They're like, this team's completely healthy. In the line, I'm really surprised at this line. I would have, to be honest, I would have thought
again. Didn't mean to cut you off there, but LA has been great at home. 5 of the last 6 they won at home.
I got 6-3 for the Kings, 5-4 on the road. They've lost 3 of the last 4 of the Kings. 3 of the last 4 have also gone under the total. Their power play, Pete, it's been nowhere to be seen. It's 16%, bottom half in the last 10 games. You're going up against an 84% penalty kill in the Rangers. So this is a special teams advantage, 24% power play too for the Rangers. 64% penalty kill for the Kings, and they don't have Jersey. If Jersey's not there too, I don't know if he's on their penalty kill, but this just it seems like a Rangers is just the overall. I think they're going to be the better hockey team here, guys. Short and sweet. For the last 4, it's been a heavy under trend. So what I'm going to do here, Pete, actually, is I'm going to take the LA Kings, guys, team total under 2.5 at plus 120. That's where I'm going to look here. Their special teams shouldn't be a factor in this game. Looking at what the Rangers have done of late with Shesterkin, and what they allowed: 1 against San Jose, 3 against Seattle, 1 against Arizona, 2 against Nashville, 2 against Detroit. They're starting to come into form. I feel like the Rangers are going to start stringing. There he is. There's Pete. I think they're going to start stringing some wins together now. The Rangers, look for them to, especially defensively. So give me the Rangers, guys, money line here. And that's minus 110, I believe, Pete, unless we can get a better number. Actually, I'm seeing minus 10. I don't know if that's current, actually. So we'll keep the minus 110 and the Rangers team total under, guys, 2.5 at plus 120. Did
I drop out for a second, my video?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Sorry. Sorry. I thought you said, did you want to drop out? No, you didn't drop out. You're good, Pete.
Okay. I will. First of all, I'll did you take the first period, Rangers?
I didn't. I have a lean towards that, Pete, but I want the 60 minutes just in case, they could have I wouldn't say fluky goal, but they have lost 3 of their last 4. 60 minutes though. I don't see the Kings scoring a lot here. And I see the Rangers, just a healthy Rangers team over the Kings. Give me that all day.
All right. Well, I may tell you on this. I'll start with Rangers first period minus 105. That's a current line at Pinnacle. And Gogi, are you tracking your picks season wide?
I'm not tracking them as much as I have in the past, Pete. I was
just going to say there's 120. It's 124 on the team total is plus 124 on Pinnacle right now.
Okay, so Pinnacle is slightly better. One thing I do want to say, actually, Pete, about first period money lines on the road, the Rangers are 1-2-6, so they've only won once. But again, I don't put too much into those stats just because I'm big into spots and special teams, injury reports, things like that. So. It all favors the Rangers here, guys. Coming back off that road trip for the Kings. I don't think Quick's right either. I lean towards even a 3.5 over for the Rangers here, team total. But I'm going to
at Pinnacle, it's 2.5 minus 144.
Wow, I would take that.
But the Rangers, I don't know. You look at their road results. They're not an offensive juggernaut by any means on the road. Lots of games are scoring 2, 1, 0.
What they do against Detroit there? They put up 8. I know they've scored.
So they put up an 8 spot against a horrible team in one game.
But they can do that though. And I think if they're going to win, it's not going to be like, okay, Rangers barely won this game. Like they're a bad hockey team. This is a good hockey team that's just going to beat a team that's not playing well. You got special teams advantage. You got a goaltending advantage, health advantage. Complete. One thing I want to say too, guys, before I hum and haw too much longer, we got Ski coming on. Back to back for Rangers at Anaheim, but you guys know out in the West Coast, they're going to. It's not a long drive from Anaheim to LA. So, and LA's they don't play tomorrow, but again, I really like the Rangers here, Pete. And also they've lost 8 of the last 10 puck lines. The Rangers have, and I don't see that. This is a team that's better than what we're seeing. Right. And I think they're going to string some wins together against. The Kings have looked good. Their numbers are okay at home, but they're not playing the greatest of hockey right now. Their special teams are awful, and their goalies, they got goaltending problems with both Pettersson and Quick, if you ask me. Even though Quick does play better at home, I think Rangers take care of business. All
right. Well, again, no line value according to one of the sites we look at. The bigger bets coming in on the Rangers, 40% of the tickets on the Rangers, 60% of the money on the Rangers, and the bigger bets hugely coming in on the under, about 60% of the tickets on the under, 97% of the cash on the under, but some sharp action coming in on the over as well, so not sure what to think about the total. All right, Gogi, let's quickly review my official plays. Rangers, first period, -105, making it moving up to 2-6 in first periods this year. What are your official plays? Review for us, please.
Let's do it. Rodney Barton, I do like the under there too. They've been heavy trending unders, both teams. So picks here, guys. 2-game short card. We'll be back tomorrow. There might be a little later than usual. I got a little appointment early in the morning. But the picks are Buffalo first period money line, Buffalo full game money line. Take care of business. Cash some tickets with Buffalo tonight, and let's also cash some tickets with the Rangers here, as you say, Pete. The Rangers.
Yeah.
Rangers.
Let's go Rangers.
There it is. Love it.
I remember that when I was like 13 years old or whatever, walking past Madison Square Garden, and all these dudes from Long Island were outside yelling, "Let's go Rangers." And I was like, you know what? That sounds kind of cool. I'm going to take that. I'm going to steal that. I'm going to say that myself.
So, I got the Rangers, and I also got the Kings team total under, Pete, plus 120. Let's rock and roll. Let's cash some tickets, guys. Nice, juicy college basketball. We got all the sports going on right now, so tune in for Ski Profit next.
All right. Sounds great. Mr. Goetze, thanks so much. We'll talk to you again next week. All right. Now we got 4 games on the card. I'm not looking forward to actually giving plays to try to figure out where the edges are going to be, but I'm very much looking forward to just hanging out and chatting and discussing factors with our guest for today's NBA card. The famous, well-known, I guess he definitely legendary now. He's officially legendary status in his sports betting handicapping career. Welcome to the show, Ski Profit. Ski Profit. Hell yeah, there you go, Ski Profit. It's been a while. How you doing, Ski? Tell us how much you seem from an outsider's perspective, like you're low-key kicking ass in life for a while now. How are things going for you?
Things are going well, and I appreciate the intro. It's always good to be back on talking with you, Pete. You show all of us the way, so appreciate you for that. And NBA's been treating me well lately. I think so far on the season, I'm probably somewhere around plus 14 units, and college basketball's been decent to start the year. So I'm happy right now and looking forward to talk some winners out with you.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about college basketball, though, is, NBA, too, the lines move a huge amount, but they really move in college basketball. So you could easily have 2 people with the same picks. If they're getting the good lines, they're 8-3. If they're not, they're, 4-7 or whatever. So, NBA is, anyone who beats NBA. But, if I know that I'm really bad at something, then that also tells me for sure there's other people who are just really good at it and seeing things that I don't see. So we'll see what you can tell us about the games on the card today. Let's start with Nets Philly. All right. This is one of those games, right? I mean, Ben Simmons returns to Philly. The Nets, of course, have been excellent ATS recently after the turn in their fortunes. Philly, 4 straight covers, but a ton of injuries. No Embiid, right? Other guys, I'm not exactly sure who's going to be in or out, but definitely no Embiid. And Philly's a huge home dog. So looking at this, Ben Simmons returns to Philly, Philly with some serious, roster injury issues, and a home dog line here. Got to assume Philly getting 8 points or whatever they're getting right now. Got to assume that's a play. No?
Well, if I'm going to be playing the side here, it's a lot of things, but for one, they do have the rest advantage, 2 days to 1, and they've been playing good basketball lately, especially at the house. I think they've won 3 of their last 4. and they've covered all 4. I don't like, obviously, the star players being out the lineup, Embiid and Harden, and I'm seeing even Maxey out now. So it's a lot of firepower missing for this Philly team. But I've seen plenty of times, and it could go both ways here. I've seen plenty of times where all the stars are out, the other team, kind of overlooks the team with the stars out, and those guys come to play. So that makes me want to look towards the Philly side. Philly is the number 1 defensive rated team the last 5 games, and if they can keep that up, they can stay in the game and keep it respectable. But on the flip side, like you said, it's not even just Ben Simmons. I mean, it's just a lot of beef between these 2 teams in general.
Yeah.
But at the same time, with Harden not playing and Embiid not playing, maybe it's watered down a little bit for this game. So the way I choose to play, is the prop market, and I have to focus on Ben Simmons. I'm not sure how far numbers have moved. I did play these all this morning, but I first went with Ben Simmons points, rebounds, and assists at 21.5, and his rebounds at 6.5, just because he's been playing a lot better lately. His past 2 games, he's having confidence, and Philly's the worst rebounding team in the league the last 5 games. And if you're telling me they're missing a beat, that's a recipe for, hell of a lot of rebounds for Ben Simmons. And also, Claxton has been banged up. He's been downgraded to questionable. If he's not out there, even more rebounds for Ben Simmons. And I saw a report that says, they're expecting Ben Simmons to start today. So I think it's a game where he comes to play. Those are 2 props I started with. And I even took the double-double. It was plus 480. And, I mean, he got one, not last game, but the game before that. And if he's going to come to play in any game, I think it's this one here. So I'm big on Ben Simmons tonight. I told you what I would do with the side. Yeah. And as far as the total, I don't like that Philly plays tomorrow. That's one thing I don't like from the side if I was looking at Philly. But I will say teams with the game the following day so far this season, they're a little bit under 64% to the under. So, I mean, they're the number 1 defensive rated team too. Maybe that's the way I look if I'm playing the total.
All right. Great analysis, Ski Prophet. I think I'm going to personally pass on this one. The site that we look at for possible line value, a teeny thumbnail of a fingernail sliver of betting value as of right now on the Nets, but that could easily flip or disappear by tip-off. All the tickets coming in on Philly, though, 85% of the tickets and 80% of the cash coming in on Philly, which is interesting. And the bigger bets definitely coming in on the over, about 60% of the tickets on the over, 75% of the cash on the over, which is interesting as well. Maybe the under's worth a play. Maybe I don't know, man. Maybe the Nets team total under. What about that? What about that? What's your first thought there, Steve? Nets team total under. I mean, they've been killing it recently, but maybe. What do you think?
Well, the reason I didn't play the under here is just because both of these teams have been playing really fast lately. Right. And I think without Embiid, they play even faster. But just numbers-wise, last 5 games, they're number 5 and number 6 in pace. And it makes me too nervous to play under, Pete.
Right. I hear you. Well, Markel also saying Ben Simmons double-double or triple-double. All right. Maybe that's the best no-brainer way to look at that game. Now let's move on. Sacramento and Memphis. Sacramento barely lost ATS in their last game, but they've been dominant ATS all season long. And I have made a few plays on the Kings this year, mostly just tailing people I trust. And they have been a cash cow for people who jumped on that train at the start of the season. They've also been sailing over recently. Memphis has been kind of subpar ATS all season long. But the Kings have been shooting great from 3 recently. Maybe there's a little bit of regression in store for them, and their road games have been a lot more lower scoring and kind of underish than their home games. So now they're going out on the road. You know, Memphis hasn't been that good defensively, but Sacramento, again, a lower scoring team on the road, not as dominant offensively as they are at home. They've been sailing over recently, but maybe that turns here. But yeah, I mean, looking at this, Sacramento just been covering game in and game out all season long, and now they're just a tiny road favorite at Memphis. What do you think about this one, Ski Prophet? Another play on Sacramento to cover?
I won't be playing Sacramento. I understand anybody who did. I know they were a dog last night, and I see on the screen here their favorite. And they also have a game tomorrow. So when I think like that, you know, if the game is kind of getting out of hand, they could save some of that energy and minutes for the next game. And that's kind of why I think, you know, that's why we're seeing those games also go under. But people bet Sacramento last night because they were thinking nobody's playing for Memphis and because how well Sacramento's been playing. But now John Morant's been upgraded to questionable from out, which is a big sign. I think that's pretty telling. To me, that means he's going to play in this game. And Memphis so far, they've only lost one game at the house. I do think they're a better team than this Sacramento team. As far as recent performance, Sacramento is the number one offensive rated team in the league. They're going to compete with anybody on that end. But Memphis has been a much better defensive team, and Memphis is also the number one rebounding team. So I think there's edges to be had for that Memphis side. And if you tell me John Morant is in, I'm not betting against him. I would be looking for Memphis to win this game. And more importantly, or not more importantly, but even more so, if John Morant is in, I mean, he kills it when he's at the house. If he's going to play, I'm assuming he's, good enough to go. And I would be looking at his rebounds and assists if it's anything under 14, because he's been killing that number. So Memphis,
you're right. There's
or John Morant.
The big line move on Memphis. Memphis was a 2-point dog. I quoted that line right before I started the show. They were a 2-point dog, and now I'm seeing, like a 1-point favorite. So a huge move in Memphis's favor, and that has got to be because of Morant is in. Wow. So that and the total has also jumped a couple points as well, up to like 234. It was 231.5 right before the show. So the total's jumped up. Memphis has flipped to become the favorite. It's an interesting game. Wow.
By the end of the day, I might be on Memphis, but if they do put John Morant props up, I'm pretty sure I'll be on his rebounds and assists.
Well, DC Capper likes the Sacramento money line. Sam Culmer says, as someone on the Kings, I hope Ja plays. Interesting stuff. And let's look at the at the money here as of right now. Everything was on Sacramento, but that might have changed since I last since the beginning of the video. About 3/4 of the tickets and the cash on Sacramento, and everything on the under. 60% of the tickets and 95% of the cash on the under as well. This is a classic example of an NBA game that I stay way away from. 100 feet, 1,000 feet. I don't want any part of it. Interesting to watch, though. Maybe a second half play. I mean, if Memphis is up by like 10 at the half and getting like 6 on the second half line, I'd consider maybe playing that. Although even on second halves, I hate fading teams like Sacramento that have been clearly, undervalued all season long significantly. All right. So it's going to be a pass for me. Let's move on. Another interesting game, Detroit and Denver, right? Denver in general, a bit underwhelming ATS this year. They're off the 2-game set with Dallas, and Detroit, a dog most games. Covered 3 out of their last 4. They were close to the spread, but still they're competitive with their spreads. And Jokic, I guess the question is who's going to be playing for Denver. There might be some late news that will cause this line to move significantly just based on news. Is Jokic in? Do you know offhand, Ski?
He's unlikely to go. That's what they have.
But not definitely out.
Not definitely out.
Right. And then you also have, Murray and Gordon, I believe, who are questionable. So, you want to get that information before betting on this game, I guess. But if I had to make a bet right now, I'd take the 5.5 with Detroit. What do you think?
Well, first off, I did forget, and I'm on De'Aaron Fox over his 6.5 assists in that last game. Just wanted to throw that out there. For this game, Detroit is just – I don't like Detroit without Cade. I really think they need him out there. They've been pretty terrible. They've lost, 7 games in a row? And this spread, 5.5, is just not enough points for me to feel comfortable. Like, that's kind of you have to think the dog is going to win when you're taking 5.5 points. And I have no confidence that Detroit will win here. At the same time, I hate DeAndre Jordan. I think, points will be available in the paint whenever he's out there. He's just not a good player anymore. So it's a tough game for me. The only way I can think to play it is both teams do play tomorrow. You have Denver playing at the second slowest pace in the league the last 5 games. And Denver is good shooting the 3. They're number 1 so far this season. But Detroit is also top 10 defending it. So both so far this season, when both teams have a game the next day, it's 20-6 to the under, 76.9%. And that's the way I chose to play this one. I don't think Jokic is going to go. I don't think Murray is going to go. Maybe they get Gordon, but I think you're missing a lot of points from that Denver side, and I think you're missing a lot of offense from the Detroit side as well. So I played under 222.5 as my best bet for this game.
Yeah, very nice. The bigger bets are definitely coming in on the under in this one. About 40% of the tickets and 80% of the cash on the under. And according to this site that we look at, a very small amount of line value on Detroit. About 30% of the tickets are on Detroit, but small line value are on Detroit, and I can understand that because Detroit's kind of a crappy team, but their last few games they've been kind of scrappy and competitive with their spreads. You know what I mean? I mean, I could easily see you say if you're going to take a 5.5 or 6, it's actually moving in Denver's favor. We take a 6-point dog with a team like Detroit, though. I could see a 3 or 4 point loss easily, right?
Maybe. I'll tell you this. Detroit's role is betting on them as a home dog. That's when you want to grab the points with Detroit. They've been money takers when they're on the road. So take that for what it's worth. The last 2 weeks, they're 0-7, losing by an average of 8 points per game. So I won't be involved, Pete. I'm sorry.
All right. One quick question. Denver team total under. They played Dallas twice and were held down. Are they a team that's just kind of blah offensively, or are they a team that is has some life to them? And after a couple of subpar offensive performances, you would expect them to explode? Because I'm thinking maybe of adding Denver team total under here.
I like that play. I think that they just need to get healthy, and once they get their guys back in the lineup and have a couple of games under their belt, then you'll start to see the offense explode. The thing that Denver is good at, which is shooting the 3, Detroit is pretty decent defending. So I like your play on the team total under, and they're going to play at a slow pace anyway.
And Detroit just got scorched on the road by Sacramento and the Lakers, but both of those are kind of forgivable.
Detroit, well, the Lakers are playing really good basketball right now, and so is Sacramento. Yes, Sacramento's the best offense in the league. So yes, this is a much different. Much different. It's much different to face the number 1 offense in the league than a Detroit team missing their top 2 star players. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. I don't want to go.
I'm on the under, Pete, for the full game, so I like less points.
Right. All right. I'm seeing it to Heritage right now, 114. I'll make that an official play. I got to give at least one official play on this card. Denver team total under 114 minus 110. That's a current play. That's a current line at Heritage. And Ski Profit is on the under for the full game in general, which I would agree with as well. And and so the big bet's coming in on the under, small line value on Detroit, and I'll take the Denver team total under. All right, excellent. Let's quickly look at the comment section, and then we'll move on. Let's see.
Last 2 weeks, they're only averaging 110, so sounds good.
Yeah. Johnny Gunn says money and bets on the under, yet the line is going up. Well, going up since I'm seeing an opening of 224. The total is headed up. I'm not exactly. Just want to make sure.
I think it's dropping. It was higher. It was 224 at one point.
Yeah.
And it's been coming back down.
Yeah. All right. So we got some plays there, and then the last game on the card. Here we go. The Lakers, 3 straight covers, all at home though, and they're putting up points. Phoenix though, awesome ATS at home all season long, right? 7-1 ATS out of in their last 8 home games. Cameron Payne is playing well, replacing Chris Paul, but Anthony Davis is playing well. I think Westbrook's going to be in. Not sure if that's good or bad from a betting perspective. Tough to bet against Phoenix at home, but maybe the Lakers getting this many points playing how they're playing right now, and Anthony Davis playing how he's playing right now. Maybe the Lakers getting 7.5 is the way to go. What do you think, Ski?
I do, and I haven't bet a lot of Lakers games. I haven't been a homer this year, et cetera, but I'm looking at the last 2 weeks for Phoenix. They have been winning by an average of 4.2 points per game, but they haven't been able to play much defense. Bottom 6 defensive rated team in that span. They're giving up about 115 points per night. And this Lakers team, they've been picking it up. They've been playing really good basketball right now. Ever since LeBron James has been out of the lineup, the ball is moving a little bit more, and it just seems like a whole different team. They're now a top 10 offensive rated team when they're damn near last, if they weren't last, for majority of the season, and also a top 10 defensive rated team in that 5-game span. So I think they're definitely going to compete. Phoenix, they're really good shooting the 3 this year. I think they're number 6. but the Lakers are top 5 defending the 3. So I think it matches up really well for this to be a competitive game. They've won 3 in a row. I think they try to get their first road win tonight. And so I'm on the Lakers plus a 7.5. If you give me the team playing better defense right now, plus a few possessions, I tend to always go that way. And player props, once they're out, they're not out yet. You mentioned Anthony Davis. Without LeBron James so far, in 5 games, he's averaging 31.6 points, 14 rebounds. And just looking at his last 3 games versus Phoenix, he's been pretty good versus his team. 28 points, averaging 13 rebounds. So I just think really I've been riding his rebound prop lately, but I'm not mad at anybody who wants to go points. Maybe you go points, rebounds, and assists for Anthony Davis. But I know if his rebounds is 11.5 or less, I'm very likely to be on that play. And if Russell Westbrook's assists are not at 10 yet, and LeBron James is not playing in this game, I will be on his assist again too. So Lakers plus 7.5 is the official pick for now.
All right, sounds good. I realize I need to plug my computer in. It's about to go off. I was thinking about maybe a shot with the Lakers team total over, but I'll hold off for now. My only official play on this card: Denver team total under 114 minus 110. Ski Profit. Do you have your plays all written down?
I know them in my head. I have.
Okay, give a review of the plays you got for today's card. As of now, I'm going to go plug my computer in.
You got it.
Right.
I'm a high volume player, so you guys know very likely that I will have plays throughout the day. But as of right now, I'll share what I have, and that would be Lakers plus 7.5, Detroit, Denver under 222.5, De'Aaron Fox over 6.5 assists, Ben Simmons over 6.5 rebounds, Ben Simmons over 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists, Ben Simmons double-double. Plus 480. I just really think he's going to come to play today. So that's what we're rocking with so far in the NBA. And like I mentioned, if LeBron James is ruled out, I'm going with Russell Westbrook's assist over, as long as that's not more than 10. And if Anthony Davis rebound prop comes out, 11.5 or less, I'm going to bet that one up and over. So that's what I'm looking at for today. What up, Jose?
Hello, Ski. Nice to see you.
Likewise. Oh, we kicked Jose right out of there.
I'm back. I just having a little bit of an issue here. All right.
Ski, it's nice to see you. I hope nothing but the worst things for the Lakers. I just want to let you know that.
It's okay. That's usually how it goes for majority of people. I don't take it personal. You doing okay though? No baseball around.
No. I'm in the deep wallows of depression right now, Ski. I got taken out back. I got taken to the cleaners this weekend. Used and abused, but I'm not ready to talk about it. Ski, before you head out of here, is there anything you want to promote?
I think you said anything I want to promote.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you can find everything I do on my Twitter at Ski Profit. I will likely add, a couple of those plays I talked about. I'm going to tweet out whatever I have for Thanksgiving NFL, and I've been seeing it pretty well right now. So let's try to keep it going.
Ski, what Thanksgiving food are you most excited about?
Oh, my favorite, absolutely. And I'm lactose intolerant, but I'm going to give you in order: mac and cheese, ham, and then I like greens. Those are my 3. If I can just have a plate, if I could only choose 3 things, those would be the 3 on my plate.
All right, good. All right, thank you, Ski Profit. All right, Peter, how are you doing?
Yeah, I just had mac and cheese, man. If you mac and cheese made well, with some unusual spices thrown in, oh man, that's the best food right there. Hell yeah.
Do you have a top 3?
What?
Do you have a top 3 Thanksgiving food list, Pete, real quick?
No, not really. Damn, my plug is. I might have to hold the plug while we finish this show. Damn, plug is a little bit messed up here for my computer. Sorry about this, Jose Bouquett.
It's okay. No, we ride on, we rock on. Everyone's seeing me in the pits of depression, so everyone I'm sure is pointing and laughing, but it's okay because guess what, Pete?
What's that?
We've got fucking Tuesday night Mac.
Yeah,
night, baby.
All right, Maction. I stunk up the bed last week in Maction, but that's okay. That's going to happen. We got 2 games going tonight. And so, God, I hope my fucking computer, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'll tell you, I was right there with you, stinking it up. Ball State does not cover 3 weeks in a row. They lose, and they lose badly. But we ride on. I'm probably going to be on them again here today. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm retired from gambling until Friday, so that's a lie. I just remembered that. So Pete, I put my whole account on Oklahoma State this weekend. It was a great time, and then the Jets loss really just kicked me right in the balls. But I'll tell you, I'm excited to watch this game, and I love the Tuesday night action for sure.
All right, I think I'm back here now. All right, so let's get into it. Both these games are huge games, right? Postseason implications. I guess we can start with let's start with Ball State and Ohio. Ball State, small dog, one extra rest day, and one of the big factors here is that their running back Carson Steele, who is most of their offense, was concussed last game. Now it's not exactly clear. What'd you say?
That did not help our cause here.
Right. But the line has moved in Ball State's favor a little bit, which surprises me. So that makes me think that at the very least he's playing. And Miami, Ohio has an interesting quarterback situation. Of course, Brett Gabbert was their starter to start the season. High hopes for him. He got injured. Now he's back. He could have played last week, I think. The reports were he could have played, but they held him out. And I'm not sure if he's going to be playing here. The replacement, Avion Smith, is good. He's much more of a running quarterback, which kind of matches up with Ball State's issues defending the run. They're not good against the run. Miami, Ohio, in general, has had an excellent defense all season long. So there's a lot of issues here. Is Gabbert going to play for Miami? If so, how much will they use him and how effective will he be? Is Steele going to play? If so, how much will he be limited? And Miami, will their strong defense that they've shown all year hold up? At the beginning, on the overnight lines, I was thinking that Miami -3 and the over 44.5 were my leans. I didn't bet either of them yet. I haven't bet either of them yet, and now line moved in Ball State's favor, and the total has crept up just a little bit. So let's look at the money numbers that we have, and then we'll look at the comments.
Like the over as well, by the way, just to speak on the comments real quick.
Yeah, it's a very low total, and it is a huge game. But Ball State again, especially if Steele's out, they'll be passing more. They have a quarterback who should be able to put something up. And it's a very low total. And according to the site we look at, there is a little bit of line value on Ball State. That could change. I'm not really happy to see that. A little bit of line value on Ball State and nothing really on the total. About 60% of the tickets and the cash on the over, 40% of the tickets and the cash on the under. So nothing really there. I'm leaning over myself, but a little bit of line value, according to the sites we look at, on Ball State. Let me check another site right now. Hold on one second. Let me check my other site, see if they have anything to say about it. Yeah, same kind of deal. A little bit of sharp action on Ball State. So supposedly, as of right now, a little bit of the bigger bets on Ball State. And as far as the total is concerned, yeah. Some sharp action coming in on the under supposedly, and some of the bigger bets coming in on the under as well. I'd be leaning over Miami, Ohio. That's not a good sign. But again, these things could change drastically by kickoff. Jose Bouquett, we know you have a guy deep on the inside of the Ball State structure. You have a Ball State deep stater. Has he told you anything about this game?
No, but I'll text him right now, and I'll text him right now, and I'll ask him if the running back's good to go.
Dabby Cab, shout out Dabby Cab. He says, in college basketball, okay. College football, I got Ohio first half -3.5. All right, we'll talk about that in a second. Daryl Turner says Ball State might cover. I mean, they're a scrappy team. They're a team that has been fighting all year long. I don't like to bet against that. But Miami, just with especially if Gabbert is playing with two quality quarterbacks, a strong defense, and it's a big game. Corey Mack, hell yeah, shout out to you. Let's see. Looking at some other. Yeah, DC Capper likes the over 43.5 in this one. And I don't know. Do I dare take Miami of Ohio, despite the fact that the line has moved down and Ball State has taken some betting action, and Ball State is a scrappy team that I don't like to bet against? I think I will. I think I will. What do you think about that? I mean, the over is probably a better play, and I'm way, way better at totals long term than all right, maybe I'll just stick with the over.
Yeah, I mean, you should kind of talk yourself into the over there a little
Right.
bit.
Right.
Is there
Definitely.
any weather? Is there any weather? You know, obviously there could be some winter weather. Just
No, I think it's it's a little bit cold, but nothing here. Let me quickly check.
Yeah, I mean, I would lean towards the over here, and I'll let you know if he responds to me about the running back.
Yeah. All right. I'll make that. I'll make that an official play, and I'll take. What the hell? I'll take the Pinnacle line. Ball State, Miami over 44.5 minus 117. Current line at Pinnacle. Most other places are showing 45 right now. Take a shot with the over, despite the fact that that Miami, Ohio has had such a strong defense all season long. All right. Now, Bowling Green and Ohio. This line has moved down a little bit. Bowling Green was a 7.5-point dog when it opened, and now it's down to 7, which makes some sense. Ohio, obviously awesome, right? 7 straight covers, all by margins. Super impressive team. Bowling Green, though, won outright against Toledo in their last game, and again, this game has big postseason implications. The issue here, though, is that a lot of Ohio. I mean, they're an excellent program in general. But their great quarterback, Curtis Rourke, has been a huge part of their success this year, and he is questionable. I'm not exactly sure, again, whether he's if he does play, what condition he'll be in. But he had a knee injury in the second half of last week's game, and so if he's out, that's pretty huge. This game, I was on the overnight lines. I was leaning Bowling Green getting 7.5 and the under at 56.5. Despite the fact that the Toledo game went way over, and Ohio can have a great offense, of course, and put up a lot of points. But with Rourke maybe a little bit injured, the game being a huge game, and especially the first half under, I was thinking under, and more so first half under. Bowling Green is a scrappy team. I don't love betting on teams like Bowling Green after huge road wins as an outright double-digit dog against a team like Toledo. So I don't like the spot for Bowling Green, but it's not a normal mid-regular season spot. It's a spot with postseason implications. So those can be very idiosyncratic. I don't like to bet against Ohio, so yeah, I won't take a side here. Although I'd be leaning Bowling Green, definitely leaning under, and first half under as well. And I'll make a decision on that after we look at the comment section and look at the money. As far as the money is concerned, yeah, the bigger no line value according to one of the sites we look at. Bigger bets, all the tickets coming in on Ohio though, and a huge bet size discrepancy favoring the under. 40% of the tickets on the under, 90% of the cash on the under, which is the way I would be leaning as well. I think the under might be the way to go here. The line has moved down. I don't like to take get the bad side of line moves, but I might have to do that here. I think I'm going to pull the trigger on the under in this one. We got people talking about college basketball already. And no real opinions. Daryl Turner says Cam Steele running back is important for Ball State. Yeah. He might play more likely than Rourke for Ohio. Question is, how much will he be limited? All right. I'll make the under an official play here. 55 minus 112. I'll make that an official play. Bowling Green, Ohio, under 55 minus 112. That's the current line at Pinnacle. And I might double up here actually it's 108 at Heritage. I'll take that one. 55 minus 108 at Heritage. And the first half under is very tempting as well. 27.5. You could buy up to 28, but I don't think I'll do that. And I will double up. Again, this is a big game with big implications, some possible offensive injury issues, so possibly conservatism in the first half offensively. And I will double up. I'll add on the first half under, 27.5 minus 115. I'll double up on the under here. Bowling Green, Ohio, first half under, 27.5 minus 115. So that's 2 official plays for me on the Bowling Green, Ohio game. And I definitely leaning Bowling Green getting 7, but I won't make that an official bet. All right.
Good
The
today.
comment section. Oh, Robert Franklin likes Ohio -7. Daryl Turner says rethink the under ? Yeah, I mean, of course, these. If there is an edge, it's almost certainly going to be small. Daryl Turner says there could still be an over because Ohio running back is a big time. Yeah, and workhorse like Ball State Steel. Yeah, Ohio has an offense that is productive and effective, even if Rourke isn't in. Still, though, I'm going to go with the under, and it does appear that there has been a little bit of a line move in that favor. Big bets coming in there, and it does appear that there might be some sharp action on the under as well, which I wouldn't tail blindly, but I agree with personally. Jose Bouquett, what do you think about that? All I just said, not bad, huh?
Yeah, no, you seem like you're feeling good today, Pete. I don't know if it's the mustache. I don't know if it's just the New York ambiance, but you're feeling good today.
The mustache helps a lot. The mustache, I'll tell you. I mean, it's just when I look in the mirror and I see something like that on my face, how can it not be a good day? You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
That's what I tell myself with my mustache too.
If that was my mustache, I might shave it. But no, I'm kidding around. How big can you grow it? Can you grow like just
Not big at all. I haven't shaved this month at all, and this is how far I've gotten. So
all right. Well, you got other things going for you, Jose Bouquet.
Thank you. Yeah, I've got my winning football teams. Oh wait.
Listen, I would trade the ability to grow this kind of a mustache for a first place spot in the Pub Sports Radio NFL Cappers contest in a heartbeat, Jose Bouquet.
I think I would trade that mustache. I think I would do that deal, Pete.
Yeah?
It would be a lot less pressure on me. So you know what? I think I might take that deal.
Nah, it's a shame that we can't trade it because God gives you what you need, not what you want.
Exactly.
God's like, I know these guys would love to trade, but no.
I know these guys love to get 75% against the spread in NFL, but no.
Very nice, Jose Bouquet. All right, so that's it. So for Mac tonight, Ball State Miami over 44.5 -117. Bowling Green Ohio under 55 -108, and the first half under 27.5 -115. Those are my official plays. It'll be two great games tonight. Maybe a halftime play on one or both of them. And I hope everyone in the comment section has a bet on those games. Wins. Dabby Cab is on Ohio first half -3.5. Certainly defensible. DC Capper, I love this Ohio team. Yeah, I've mostly bet on them. I tried to time an ATS loss from them and got burned last week. I love them too, for sure. They're a good high character team, and I don't like to bet against that pretty much in any situation. And Dabby Cab says Rourke makes all the difference in this spread. Should be, yeah. And Dabby Cab, do you happen to know, is he in or out? Because I have been reading that he's questionable and haven't been able to get any updated information.
Cab said he thinks he's 90% sure he's in.
Right. Yeah. That man. And then the question is how hobbled will he be? That's a question we all need to know. But I'm gonna take the under anyway, because if he's hobbled, they might, especially early on, be a little bit more conservative with them. All right. And then we can quickly touch on college basketball if you want. Once again, I have a pretty good read on college basketball totals, but they move a lot. I'll tell you what I bet, and I'll tell you how they moved, and you can do whatever you want with that. Canisius Cornell, Jose Bouquet, I bet the over 152.5 and 153 on the overnight line. Now it's 155. Arkansas State, I took the under 142 on that one. Now it's 144.5, so that one moved against me. Bowling Green Notre Dame, I took the over 149.5. Now it's 152. I'd probably take the first half and the full game over on that one as well if I didn't have it. I took it at 149.5. UC San Diego, George Washington, I took under 140. Now it's 138.5, so I beat that move. What else did I take? Weber State, Abilene Christian, I took under 137. Now it's 135.5, so I beat that move. Sac State, UC Davis, I don't know. I think over 131. Now it's down to 129.5. That's a game that, I suspected would have, I thought that the line might move against me, but that I might be okay with it. That strikes me as one of those college basketball games that you do see this a lot. It's understandable why people would like the under, but sometimes the over in those situations are the actual sides with value. You see that a lot with some Virginia games, and I think this might be one of them. So I bet the over at 131. It's now 129.5. I'm not surprised by the line move. I was half expecting it, and I'm going to keep my bet on it. Wright State, UC Riverside, I bet under 147.5. Now it's 143.5. I don't know if that's bettable there. Eastern Michigan, I bet over 150. Now it's 156.5. Jose Bouquett, maybe I should post all these to Pub Sports Radio loyalists on the overnight lines if they want to tail them, because I am beating these moves, most of them, not all of them.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should, Pete. It would be a real shame. And like we say, Pete, I know we talk about this every Tuesday. When you beat the line move by that much, you just mark it as a win.
That's all that matters. Yep. South Dakota, Long Island, I bet the over 150 on that one. Now it's 155. This just shows you how much these lines do friggin' move. Other games that didn't have overnight lines, I didn't touch them, barely even looked at them. Yeah, those are all the bets I made. So 6 or 7 of them moved in my favor. 2 of them moved against me. One of those moves makes me nervous. The other one doesn't. And that's about it. Let's see what people in the comments section have to say. People asking about spreads. I really don't do well with spreads in college basketball long term.
And I can tell you, if you're asking questions about spreads, just wait around till 4 o'clock today, or I should say 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 Central. NCAA Net Profits with our friends Bobano and Connor Mack. They have a question and answer segment at the end of their show. You can submit all the questions about lines you guys want. Just make sure to add the lines in there to help them out, and they'll answer them. So NCAA Net Profit today at 5 Eastern, 4 Central, whatever that is Pacific time.
Okay, maybe I'll just DM you the totals that I bet on the overnight lines and see if I keep beating these lines. Yeah, over in where is it? Daryl Turner says Cornell over all day. Yes, Cornell, when they're going up against a team that is amenable to that kind of pace, is a very high scoring over team, and a lot of times, because they do sometimes play more modest scoring games, their totals will be a little bit less high than what they should be, at least on the opening. But again, these friggin' lines move fast and big in college basketball. So those are my college basketball totals that I bet, and that's about it, Jose Bouquett, right? Anything else you want to talk about? What's going on in the Pub Sports Radio world? Anything that's going on this weekend?
No, I was muted right there, so good job by me. No, nothing really coming up out of the ordinary. Obviously, shout out to everyone on Thanksgiving if you celebrated, or if you're in Canada. We've got those lovely Thanksgiving Day streams. Believe one, Jimmy the Bag will be live for the football games. Tonight, we've got the football show with him and Andy Molitor, Gridiron Gamblers. So everything running up and normal here at Pub Sports Radio. We'll have you covered from a betting perspective on Thursday night, or on the Thursday games. And Pete,
yeah,
most importantly, and I know you're a big fan of this, Thursday night, Pub Culture TV, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. You guys know what that means. Foxy Boxing is back. The strip club boxing circuit is back for a Thanksgiving night special, Peter Loshak. So I will be there. Maybe 1 or 2 Pub Sports personalities that live here will be there as well. And we'll be commentating strippers fighting instead of a strip club inside of a dog cage. It'll be a great time.
Glad I asked the question, Jose Bouquett. Yeah, looking at the card, I did also bet one side. Again, I'm not good at sides, but I bet Eastern Michigan at, I think I got 5. I got them at +5. Now it's down to +3.5. So if you combine that with the over, which I also bet at like 150, now it's 156.5. The Eastern Michigan team total at 76.5. I would bet that. I haven't bet it, and I think I still will. So I would endorse that, like in Eastern Michigan, and the over in that one. So the Eastern Michigan team total over, I think, is still, at the current line, a pretty decent play. And on that note, can we wrap it up, Jose?
Let's wrap it up, Pete. I will see you next week.
All right. Shout out to everyone in the comment section. Thanks so much for participating, giving us your opinions. We'll see you next Tuesday.